Our top story: after 2 rounds of raids, more than 300 arrests and multiple charges, the centre has finally banned the PFI for 5 years. Not just the PFI, the centre has banned 8 other associated organizations as well. In its notification, the government has said that the outfit was involved in terror activities, had links with global terror groups, and was raising funds for terror activities on Indian soil. A lot of political reactions have followed. Take a listen.
ये नोटिफिकेशन राज्यों को भी अधिकारिता देता है। राज्यों में इसकी कार्रवाई करनी है। इसकी कार्रवाई महाराष्ट्र में भी हम लोग करेंगे, क्योंकि लगातार पिछले कई सालों से इस संदर्भ में सारे एविडेंसेस जमा किए जा रहे हैं। इनकी एक्टिविटीज पर नजर रखी जा रही है। जो माइनॉरिटीज है उसमें घुसकर वहां पर अनरेस्ट निर्माण करना, वहां पर इंडोक्ट्रिनेशन करना, लोगों का इंडोक्ट्रिनेशन करके लोगों के माइंड्स को पोल्यूट करना, इस प्रकार के काम ये करते हैं। सीधे हिंसा में भी इनका हाथ है।
ठीक है।
Appropriate time has decided appropriately for the interest of the nation. Again, I would like to congratulate and I'd like to thanks MHA, particularly Amit Shah ji, for taking this bold decision. Assam government has already initiated follow-up action. We have few offices of PFI and CFI in Kamrup Metropolitan District, Baksa District and Karimganj District. We have already sealed those offices.
और एक बजा बजाते रहते हैं टीवी पर रोज। ये बजा बजा रहे हैं तो PFI का एक हुआ दिखा रहे हैं लोगों के ऊपर। तो सबसे पहले RSS पर बैन करिए RSS को। ये उससे भी बदतर संगठन है।
While I have always opposed PFI's extreme and radical approach, I have always supported democratic approach. This ban on PFI cannot be supported because actions of some individuals who commit crime does not mean that the organization itself must be banned. Supreme Court has also held that mere association with an organization is not enough to convict someone. A draconian ban of this kind is dangerous, as it is a ban on any Muslim who wishes to speak his mind.
Yeah, the banning, as I told you earlier, RSS was banned thrice. Has stopped them. That's why I'm saying that killings and retaliatory killings, that must end.
सही सबूत होना चाहिए, और अगर उन्होंने सबूत पाया है तो जरूर उस पर एक्शन लेना चाहिए। देखिए, आम जनता को सुरक्षा चाहिए, पर आम जनता ये PFI हो DFI हो इस सब से उनको मतलब नहीं। वो तो सुरक्षित रहना चाहते हैं। और अगर इतने दिन ये हो रहा था तो मेरा प्रश्न है, आप क्या कर रहे थे? ये साल भर में तो उत्पन्न पैदा नहीं हुई कि ये नई संस्था नहीं है, पुरानी है। तो क्या उनको जो सबूत हैं क्या अभी मिले? अगर ये पहले से चल रही थी और ये आतंकवादी संस्थाओं से जुड़ी हुई थी तो आप इतने साल क्या कर रहे थे?
We go straight across to our reporters who have been tracking that story since morning from all across India. We have Bhavtosh, who is live with us from Delhi. We have Deepak, who is live with us from Bangalore. We have Sri Prapanch, who is joining us live from Chennai. And we have Vivek, who is joining us live from Trivandrum. I'm coming to you first, Bhavtosh. Help me understand what a ban on the PFI means for the organization. How does this impact the life of PFI members and PFI leaders?
Shreya, as of now, after the UAPA was amended, 42 organizations have been banned, and probably This is the biggest organization that has been banned by the Ministry of Home Affairs. PFI has its spread at least in 16 states, if not more. And PFI ban, as far as PFI ban is concerned, any person associated with PFI can be arrested and tried under UAPA. Many people who are detractors of UAPA cause it the most draconian law in the country. Remember last week when the raids and searches happened, 106 individuals were arrested. 45 of them were arrested by NIA. They are being already tried under UAPA. Anyone associated now with banned PFI will be tried and prosecuted under UAPA. Its assets can be attached and will be attached in days to come. Its finances will be attached and frozen. 68 lakh rupees of PFI was earlier attached by the Enforcement Directorate, but all its assets, financial assets, its properties will be attached, and anyone directly or indirectly associated with PFI can face prosecution. What it further means is that if they take out any kind of protest anywhere in the country, then they have to take prior permission. Most probably it will not be given. Now, yesterday we saw cane raids and searches that was carried out by the state police. The idea was to identify people, the second run, third run or fourth run of people who were organizing a protest on behalf of PFI. Those individuals have already been identified. 200 of them were immediately detained and sent to judicial custody. So big action has been taken by the Home Ministry. State police in 16 states have been told to be on standby, and probably more arrests are to be followed, and people will be prosecuted under UAPA in days to come.
And have the police in 16 states been told to be on standby just because of more protests, or because we could possibly see protests against this ban? Deepak, you're joining us from Bangalore, and this is where the police chief today has done a press conference to say that if we see any protests, whether for the ban or against the ban, we are going to take strict action.
Yes, we even saw a tweet from the ADGP Alok Kumar who said that this particular ban that has come in, it is justice being served, and if anybody is trying to create disharmony, it will not be tolerated, and the police is standing by the citizens. More importantly, of course, there's a long tie-up of sorts that the Karnataka state has had with the PFI, because if you see multiple instances, especially what the NI has used overall to impose this ban now, multiple cases of course stem out of Karnataka, be it the Rudresh murder case, be it the riots that happened in DJ Halli, in Mangaluru. There are multiple instances where the name of the PFI has come up, especially with political murders in the coastal belt as well. So a long relationship, and of course the state government here has been time and again saying that there is an intention to ban the organization, but of course they went back and saw what happened in Chhattisgarh, where they had of course gone ahead and banned the organization, but the court of course said that it does not hold good until the center does it. So multiple dossiers of course were sent from the Karnataka state government. What we've been told is that when Union Home Minister Amit Shah was in Karnataka in the month of August, there was a meeting with the Chief Minister at that point in time, where discussions were held about this organization as well. Certain level of information was shared there. Later, this intel was shared with the NIA as well on various occasions. And finally, of course, this ban has come to the fore. We'll really have to see, with the SDPI not being banned, how are things going to play out, because these questions were raised by several of the Congress leaders here today, including Mr. Siddaramaiah, who said that the political organization still continues, and they are blaming it on the BJP that they're going to use the SDPI to stand against the Congress party.
Yeah, true, very true. SDPI is the political wing of the PFI. If PFI has been banned, 8 associate organizations have also been banned, then why leave the SDPI? It is a party that is enrolled with the Election Commission of India, registered with the Election Commission of India. So it's a good point that is being made. I request Sri Prapanch and Vivek to just stay on with us, because at this point of time, it's probably a good idea to pause for a minute and see what all the PFI has been accused of and what its history is. Take a look.
After nationwide raids and arrests, the centre has banned the Popular Front of India and several other organizations for 5 years. Union Home Ministry declared the PFI and affiliate organizations as unlawful association under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, or the UAPA. The ban comes days after the National Investigation Agency, the NIA, Enforcement Directorate, ED, and various other state or union territory police under Operation Octopus conducted 2 rounds of nationwide raids against the PFI in cases related to terror activities, terror funding, terror training, and radicalization of vulnerable persons by leaders and cadres of the outfit. After these raids, investigation agencies claim that they found incriminating materials like manuals on bomb making, high-tech communication devices, unaccounted cash, and brochures related to Mission 2047, which is a document on converting India into an Islamic state. Over 240 members of the organization have been arrested over the past few days.
We have to politically isolate such forces spreading extremism and terror tactics, and administratively very firmly take action against all the criminal activities they indulge in.
The Ministry of Home Affairs has said that some activists joined the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria and took part in terror activities there, calling them a major threat to the country. The centre also said the PFI is involved in several criminal and violent terror cases like chopping off a college professor's hand and the cold-blooded killings of people associated with organizations that follow other faiths. This is just sheer disrespect towards the constitutional authority of the country with funds and ideological support from outside, they said. The centre believes that unless it is banned, the PFI will continue their subversive activities, disturbing the public order and the constitutional setup of the country. In the notification banning PFI, the centre said that the ban was recommended by state governments of Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka and Gujarat. Meanwhile, the Income Tax Department also cancelled the registration it granted to PFI and Rehab India Foundation, an associated organization that has also been banned under Section 12A and 12AA of the Income Tax Act of 1961. This on the claim that sources of deposits on behalf of the PFI with respect to its several bank accounts were not supported by the financial profiles of account holders, and PFI's activities were not being carried out as per their declared objectives. Other organizations that have been banned for being linked to the PFI are Rehab India Foundation, Campus Front of India, All India Imams Council, National Confederation of Human Rights Organization, National Women's Front, Junior Front, Empower India Foundation, and Rehab Foundation, Kerala.
Go across to our reporters who continue to be with us. Vivek is with us from Kerala. Vivek, I'm just taking a look at what the MHA notification says. The notification says that the PFI and its associates operate openly as socio-economic, educational and political organizations, but they have been pursuing a secret agenda to radicalize a particular section of society, working towards undermining the concept of democracy and show sheer disrespect towards the constitutional authority and the constitutional setup of the country. And the ED and the CBI will say we see this the most. If there's one state that we see the PFI activities most, it is in the state of Kerala.
Yes, Shreya, right from the inception, right from 2007 itself, when this organization called PFI was formed, PFI and its political outfit SDPI was formed in Nadapuram, remember, in Kozhikode district, that there has been a number of cases, especially related to, communal issues and also political murders being reported every year. If you look at the last 5 years, in Palakkad and in Alappuzha alone, there were 7 such cases where SDPI leaders and local leaders were involved. In all these cases, it was the RSS activist who was murdered. Now, if you look at the statements that's been given by a DYSP from Palakkad, Anil Kumar, he said that one of the PFI leaders who was arrested 2 weeks back, the police was able to find a map. Basically, it's a modus of operandi as how they track their opponents, basically who they are targeting, and then they prepare their modus of operandi. They sketch their houses, they sketch their whereabouts, and that's how they track. Now, if you look at the history of PFI in Kerala, there has been number of cases where in the charge sheets the members of the organizations has been had a place with. For example, if you look at the case in 2018 where youngsters from Kannur were being sent to Syria and in Yemen, there has been at least 10 such activists whose names have been found involved in brainwashing the youngsters. So if you look at the forceful conversion cases, the women front leader Sainaba's name had come up, And in many cases, if you look at the PFI and the STPA has always been a challenge to deal with for the Kerala police. Now, also remember, just 2 months back, in the court report, in the Kerala High Court report, also the court has also been very critical, naming this organization indirectly as a radical organization.
Sure.
So basically, not just for the central agencies, that's the NIA and the ED, even for the Kerala government, this particular group has become a major challenge with. But in the meantime, there has been political issues also regarding the support which PFI has been giving to the Congress and the CPM. The BJP has been alleging that the CPM has been getting the silent support of the STPI right from the beginning, but the CPM has clearly refuted it. Now that it's been banned, it needs to be seen whether this group, on the ground, if you look at the activists, whether they will regroup and remodule into a different organization like what we saw in the case of SIMI and NDF, which happened back in the late 90s.
Absolutely.
Now, that is going to be the major challenge as far as the police is concerned. As of now, things are peaceful.
Okay.
And also in the last 2-3 days, if you look at the number of arrests that's been registered in Kerala, nearly 2,000 arrests has been registered. And today alone, 233 people have been arrested in connection with PFI and STPI raids.
Okay, so raids and arrests carry on. Of course, Sri Prapanj, you're reporting to us from Chennai. And in Chennai, one of the things that the PFI has been accused of only very recently, and by recently I mean 24 hours ago, is throwing Molotov cocktails at the BJP headquarters in Coimbatore.
That's right. In recent times, and from after the 22nd raids, we could see that several of the BJP leaders, cadres, and Hindu Munnani and RSS office bearers, houses, offices, and their, in fact, vehicles were set on fire. Kerosene bombs were hurled at their office and properties. And we could see that Tamil Nadu DGP had also issued a statement saying that 23 persons in 19 cases registered have been arrested. And in fact, they have said that they are still interrogating. Nearly 250 persons were interrogated earlier, and subsequently 100% interrogation was still going on. Now, until now, in fact, 23 persons have been arrested in this regard. And now we are also given to understand that these are the incidents where, in fact, it was alleged to PFI. In fact, K. Annamalai, who is BJP state president, was attributing all these hurling of petrol bombs to PFI leaders. However, PFI has categorically denied earlier, and they had in fact said that they would be dealing it legally. But now we can see that there were several groups of protest in fact, in support of PFI leaders against the NIA raid that were conducted. Nearly 1,410 persons were detained on the day when NIA had conducted raids, and several of the supporters who were supporting PFI leaders were there. They were detained in the raid and released. However, 19 persons were arrested for pelting stones. So we could see that there's a pattern that what happening, and in fact there were two cases which NIA, which in fact the Gazette notification had mentioned that in Tirubhuvanam in 2019 a person was killed by, in fact a Hindu Munnani leader was killed by PFI, and subsequently in 2016 earlier another Sasi Kumar from Coimbatore was also killed by PFI. Their families, when we spoke to them, they have expressed, they have said that they are happy about this decision of the government banning the PFI, and they had appreciated it, and they also wanted a permanent ban on it. So we could see that
this is not a permanent ban, Sri Prapanch. It's a ban for 5 years. And what is the logic of the government for banning the organization for 5 years and not forever is a question that I'll put to our guests who are joining us this evening. Thank you to all our reporters for getting us live updates from their cities from across India. Tushar Gupta, you're senior editor of Siraj. You are joining us. Sanjeev Unyal is an advocate. He's a political analyst with us. Vikraman R is spokesperson for the VCK. And you have Ahmed Ayaz, who's a lawyer, who's joining us as well. Ahmed Ayaz, I'm coming to you first. Why do you have a problem with an organization like the PFI being banned? What's the problem?
So, there is absolutely no problem in case any action is taken against an organization or an individual who is found to be involved in a crime or any terror activity or any such activity which does not, which is against the law. But the point here is the PFI has been in operation for last so many years, and today we see that all of a sudden it has come to light that they are being banned. And why are they being banned? Because it's a big action to ban an organization. It's a big action because the organization must have been registered only after seeking the all clearance from CRDs, agencies, and then only normally an organization is registered. And why it is being banned today? And it should have sufficient reasons, and there must be proper reasoning as to why it's banned. And when we see that these have been raided, and what is recovery through the raids, and there is nothing as such we call ammunition which is used for terror activities that is not seen to have been recovered, and then there is nothing as such to show that they have conducted a terror activity on the ground anywhere. And as to why they are banned, it's really a question. And that too, when it's a Muslim organizations, then doubts arise. That too is a big question for the government of the day. To see that if even there is a genuine action taken, why there are questions and why it is being doubtful so far as Muslims are concerned. That's a big question for the government to introspect as to why once they think of an action, right or wrong, why.
Okay, Ahmed Ayaz, you've made your point. Let me get Tushar Gupta in. Tushar Gupta in, essentially Ahmed Ayaz is saying that what the government needs to introspect is, has the PFI been banned because it's a Muslim organization? Where is the evidence against them? Where is, the ED is telling us that there have been recoveries. What are these recoveries? Has ammunition been found? Have funds been traced all the way to the Middle East? Where is the evidence? If the evidence is there, show it to us. Otherwise, majority of the Muslims will feel, according to Ahmed Ayaz, that this is targeting of the Muslim community in India.
Good evening, Shreya. Shreya, majority of the Muslims would heave a sigh of relief that the PFI is banned, because the organizations were not only doing a disservice to the Indian nation, it was just doing a disservice to the community of the Indian Muslims who they claimed representing. So people like Ahmed Ayaz should not give political fire to PFI and its activities by saying that it was banned because it was a Muslim organization. This morning, Shreya, when the news came out that the organization had been banned and been slapped with UAP, all the activities under it, I was wondering who would give it political cover for. And I'm shocked, honestly, that people like Ahmed Ayaz still have the audacity to say that this is about politics, not about national security. Go back 11 years. Karnataka Forum of Dignity, KFD, one of the organizations that merged into the PFI later on, they murdered 2 young men. And they were asking for a ransom of about 5 crore rupees. On the ransom not being presented to this organization, the 2 youths were murdered. The news link is still there. People can go and check. HM Sudhendra and HS Vignesh. These were the name of the 2 young men who were killed by an organization which was merged into the PFI. And still people think that PFI is a political organization. There's nothing political about PFI. You look at the sources of funding across the Middle East, even Afghanistan, Pakistan, everywhere. You look at their agendas, again, on Article 370, on the farmers' protest, on CAA, on Bangalore riots, on hijab. Wherever there has been an anti-national protest, there has been an involvement of PFI. Look at the document that surfaced from Bihar about dividing India in 2047. Now, after all this, how can you say that PFI is being banned because it's a Muslim organization? And should I again make this point? From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Gujarat to Arunachal, there are plenty of Muslim political parties that claim to represent the Muslim voice. None of them are attacked. None of them have the ED upon their chasing them. None of them are banned for 5 years. None of their activities are under UAPA. But people need to go back to the history of PFI. Look at the last 12 years, the kind of activities they have been involved in, the kind of funding they have been getting. And please tell me, Shreya, please tell me, you are one of the most experienced journalists around. Tell me one political party in India whose cadre has been involved in hurling petrol bombs on RSS functionaries, on people they disagree with. One political party that has its cadre hurling petrol bombs, indulging in violence on streets after a crackdown.
You forgot chopping the hand of a professor. You forgot the chopping of the hand of the professor in Kerala.
I mean, there are several cases, Shreya, several. I can go on and on. But for the lack of time, please tell me one organization in India, be it a Muslim or a Hindu, which hurls petrol bombs on officers of the BJP or the opposition parties.
Vikramanar, then why are opposition parties comparing the PFI to the RSS and saying, you've banned the PFI, ban the RSS as well? Where is the comparison?
You have to compare PFI and RSS. Both are 2 different organizations. PFI is democratic. whereas RSS is undemocratic and it is clandestine. We don't even know the member list of RSS. Who are the members of RSS? We don't even know. And what is the source of income of RSS? We don't even know. There have been cases like, in Gujarat, when there was an earthquake, there have been crores and crores of fund which has been collected by RSS from abroad. And that fund has been instilled in Gujarat riots, in Gujarat genocide of Muslims in Gujarat in 2002. So these have been the reports. And RSS has been banned thrice in this country. One for the assassination of father of our nations, Mahatma Gandhi ji, and second in the during emergency, and in 1992 during Babri Masjid demolition. And RSS is the only organization that spread terror, hate, and violence and dacoity and robbery. That is not my words. I'm quoting it from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who had been the Home Minister of this country. And you've been saying, the gentleman from Swaraja magazine has been saying, like PFI has been collecting funds from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and all that. My question to him is, question to that gentleman, with due respect, is: do we have any such documents of how RSS is gaining fund, how RSS is gathering crores and crores of money, and what is the inflow? And do we have that? And do we at least have the membership details of them? Do we have the minutes of meeting of them? Is it not clandestine? Is it really not eligible? It is not a category to ban such organization, an organization that has been banned thrice, one for the assassination of our own father of our nation.
Okay, Vikraman, you've made your point. Let's get an RSS point of view in as well. Tushar, before you come in, I'd want to get in Sanjeev Unyal here. Sanjeev Unyal, respond to what Vikraman is saying. He's essentially repeating what Lalu Prasad Yadav and the left parties today have said on camera, that you have banned the PFI, now ban the RSS.
Shreya, I'll not go into the trap of what the gentleman said. I'll be saying directly, in 2010, Professor Joseph's 2 hands have been chopped. It's on the records. Kacheri bomb blast, Lucknow bomb blast, Sheetla Mata bomb blast, Dasha Mes bomb blast, Gorakhpur blast, Sankoj Mochan blast, Jaipur, Ahmedabad, Mumbai 10, India Gate, Batla House, and forceful conversions. Then again, hijab mamla, SMS. So if you'll give me 15-20 minutes more, I can tell number of series. I cannot stop because everyone knows that's on the records. So as far as RSS is concerned, he's saying the RSS was involved in the Mahatma Gandhi's murder. So according to him, he should be having a 36 ka ankada with Mahatma Gandhi RSS people. So I'll be quoting one historical fact before you, that in 1934, in the Wardha's RSS Shivir, Gandhiji participated in Pratham Varsh of Rashtriya Samsevak Sangh Shivir. He asked what is the name of the person to whom he was sitting. He said something, the next hand some more Samsevak was sitting. So what total repercussion he has given after Mahatma Gandhi 1934 was amazing. He said no untouchability was there. It was a wonderful, a Poorn Bharat ka darshan maine chote se shivir mein kiya. This was his version. Then as far as Nehru is concerned, the person who was saying, he was although sailing in the different boat. In 1962, due to the logistic support of RSS Samsevaks, in 1962 China War, Jawaharlal Nehru ji called in 26 January 1963 the RSS Tukdi to participate in the 26 January 1963 parade. And his daughter Indira Gandhi ji was supposed to be who ran this organization according to this gentleman. I'll be quoting one thing.
Vikraman, it was banned in 1975.
Just a minute, just listen.
And it was banned in 1992.
Just listen, gentlemen. Just listen. That's on the record.
We don't have to listen to
okay,
your
just a minute. I didn't intervene. You have to listen. Shreya,
no need to get personal, Vikraman.
Keep him quiet.
I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving Mr. Unyal a chance as well.
PFI people has dozens of thousands of things. Now the third point, in 1970, Jawaharlal Nehru's daughter, she had participated in the Kanyakumari Eknath Ranade, who was the RSS Pracharak. He made Kanyakumari that rock in Kerala, and Indira Gandhi ji participated as a PM in that function. And Eknath Ranade, the RSS Pracharak, was the organizing secretary of Rashtriya Samsevak Sangh and organizing committee
Mr.
of
Unyal,
that
what is your point?
Vivekanand rock. That's on the records.
What
so
is your point?
They
is
don't
your
have the
point?
point. That is the point.
I
They
want
have
to
the
say,
point. That is the point.
my
minute,
point
Vikraman,
is,
just a
Shreya,
minute.
very clear. My point is very clear. RSS is a nationalized organization. You cannot compare Raja Bhoj with Gangu Teli. How you can compare PFI? They are full of culprits. All the culprits who are in SIMI now has been transferred into PFI, SDPI. And the credit goes completely while doing the amendment of 2019 amendment of
Vikraman.
UAPA Act.
Okay, Mr. Onya.
Tadas have been, Tadas
Okay,
and
Mr.
quota have been
Okay.
repealed by Congress government. This government is the
Mr. O'Neill,
person.
we'll take this discussion a little
sir.
further. Vikraman, before I let in Tushar Gupta come in, I find it interesting that you say that the PFI is a democratic organization. I'm just going to read out from the MHA notification. You can choose to believe it, you can choose not to believe it, but this is what the MHA notification is saying. They are saying that several instances of international linkages of PFI have come up with the global terrorist group ISIS. Is this particularly democratic to you? PFI and its associates have been working to increase radicalization of one community by promoting a sense of insecurity in the country. Is this democratic for you? We've seen PFI protests where young children have been heard chanting hate slogans.
Okay, so this has been the report from the Ministry of Home Affairs. That is what you have been saying.
The video, video though all of us have seen, right? So the video all of us have seen.
Okay, no, that is ISIS, and there is no proper documents to prove that. This is just a report from the Ministry of Home Affairs. The same Ministry of Home Affairs during the regime of Mr. Vallabhbhai Patel, when he was the Home Minister, he had been saying very dangerous things about RSS. Even Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has said RSS is full of antisocial elements, a terrorist organization. Ambedkar had quoted saying that. He had been saying that RSS is trying to create a Hindu Rashtra here.
And the PFI is an organization of nationalists? Is that what you're saying?
They are Democrats.
You favor PFI now?
They are Democrats. I'm talking what is the debate. I'm not talking beyond the debate. I'm talking in the context.
Don't tell a lie.
Saying,
let him complete. Tushar, I'll let you come in. Go.
No, yes. My question is, if you ban PFI on the lines of anti-national line, my question to this panel and to the eminent, intellectuals there, why not ban RSS, which has been banned thrice in this country, which doesn't have any, transparency.
In the trap of a different direction.
No, not in a different direction.
Tushar, come in here. Okay, Vikraman, you have made your point. Let's hear from Tushar Gupta as well. Tushar, go ahead. Mr. Onyal, give me a minute.
No, also one more
just
thing.
A second.
One more thing. One more thing I'm saying. One more thing. In Dharma Sansad,
no, Vikraman, listen. No, you've been speaking a lot.
Genocide of Muslims. They have been wanting. Wait, please, wait.
No, you can't.
Tushar, wait. Let him complete his point, and I'll let you speak.
Why is he shouting? They're not letting him talk.
No one is.
They have been demanding.
You are the one who's talking rubbish all the time. We are listening to you sitting here.
Tushar,
we are already listening. Please don't say we are not listening to you.
Tushar, just let him complete his point.
I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Hindu here. Okay. They have been demanding the killing of Muslims by Hindus. They want the Hindus to be, empowered with weapons. They want the Hindus to take weapons to kill Muslims. That happened in Dharma Sansad by Hindu Yuvaha Agini.
Never, Vikraman. Anything you'll say anything and get away with it. Okay, Vikraman, wait. Okay, see, you made your point, Vikraman. You can't accuse me of not giving you a chance to speak. You have spoken. Tushar Gupta, please respond.
Shreya, the problem is people like Vikraman are dangerous. They're creating stories out of just imagination, making up things that just suit their narrative. He doesn't want to believe the Ministry of Home Affairs. Sir, I'm listening to you. Please listen. Please listen. Do not
Vikraman,
interrupt.
let Mr. Gupta finish his point. Please go ahead.
Do not interrupt. Listen. People like you are the biggest enemies of this nation. Forget you are a Hindu or a Muslim. The problem is you do not realize
targeting me individually.
Wait now. Wait. I'll give
Are
you a
you
chance to
willing to
respond.
listen?
No,
Or are you that committed that you don't want to listen?
targeting anybody in the panel individually, right? It is a personal attack on me.
No, Vikraman, it's not a personal attack on you. The fact is that you have said some pretty
can't create
bombastic
stories
things
out of
without
imaginary.
backing it up with any evidence. Tushar,
can't-
please don't get personal. Just make your point. Just respond to what Vikraman is saying.
Okay, I give Vikramanna the benefit of doubt that he doesn't want to believe the Ministry of Home Affairs because it's a BJP-run government. In 2010, you had the UPA 2 in the center. You had the Kerala government, which is remotely BJP, if anything else. In 2010, the Kerala police unearthed country-made bombs, weapons, compact discs, and documents containing pro-Taliban and Al-Qaeda literature from the PFI camps. This is 2010, July. No BJP in the center, no BJP in Kerala. In 2013 April, again, no BJP in Kerala, no BJP in the center. The Kerala police raided PFI centers across the state in Kannur, Narar, and seized weapons, foreign currency, shooting targets, bomb-making materials, and swords. Now, if Vikramanna is here going to tell me that he can find some RSS camps where similar crackdowns have been made, where similar things have been surfaced, I'm willing to agree with him. I'm willing to give him the benefit of doubt. But tell me one RSS camp in this country, one RSS shaka in this country where petrol bombs have been formed, where pro-Al-Qaeda literature has been found. And this is Kerala police, mind you. This is not the BJP state police from any state government. This is not the ED. This is not the CBI. Forget BJP. This is the Kerala police. And Kerala police is as remotely BJP as it gets. So how are you going to justify this? My point, Shreya, simply is, do not give political cover fire to PFI in the garb of suiting one narrative. There has been enough literature that has been accumulated for the last decade. It's not even 4 or 5 years. It's more than last decade. The murders I cited in the beginning of this debate were from 2011, in the middle of UPA 2. So this is not about the BJP or the Congress. People need to understand that the PFI is in a war against the Indian state. They do not look at RSS. They do not look at BJP. They do not look at who's Hindu, who's Muslim. When they come for the entire state, they'll go for everyone.
Okay.
That is what people need to understand before giving it very convenient political cover fire.
Okay. Ahmed
You
Ayaz?
can't sit here and make the accusation that RSS is equal to BJP.
I
RSS
want to
is
make
equal
here.
to the PFI.
Okay. Okay, Vikraman.
One point.
20 seconds, Vikraman. I'm running out of time. 20 seconds, please.
Okay, there has been an affidavit, affidavit submitted in the Nanded Sessions Court that RSS is giving training in bomb culture, as in bomb making and hurling of bombs, handling of bombs. That affidavit has been submitted in Nanded Sessions Court. How could they justify it? Now tell me. Is it not true? Is it not the fact? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. You made your point. Yeah.
Instead, make imaginary stories about the RSS. How is that even
It
justified?
is an affidavit. It is an affidavit
Shreya,
submitted
may I
by
answer?
somebody who's an ex-RSS Pracharak.
Anyone can submit an affidavit in court and say whatever they feel like. Does that become the gospel truth, sir?
Shreya, I want to answer.
Okay, Mr.
Shreya,
Unyal
the
wants to
most-
answer.
Shreya,
Okay, give me a
please give me
minute.
30 seconds.
Mr. Unyal wants to answer. Mr. Unyal, 20 seconds, please make it quick.
The most authorized person to say something about the RSS and RSS orientation is Sarsang Chalak. Sarsang Chalak said two things. I'll quote two things. The DNA of every Indian is same. He always talks something about cohesiveness of the country. Never destroy, never dissimulate. Now second, he says don't search any shivling. Don't search shivling in every masjid. So choose you golden heart of a RSS chief, that is Sarsang Chalak. He never said, he never used petrol bombs, he never used swords. So no, anybody can go in the court and say something. What Shreya said, he is in the court before the law, he'll take the witness, he'll going in the cross-examination also. That's the part and parcel of the court. You talk about PFI purely. Don't divert this debate into the, you don't want, you should, the RSS should be, you are in the trap. You have to give the answers on PFI. That is recorded. Prosecution has complete all evidences, complete transactions, and complete records which can be proved easily in the court of law. Let you come in the court. If you are clean-handed, you will be definitely will be out of the court.
We'll
but
be there.
Now,
We'll leave it
the
there.
question mark
Mr.
is on
Unyal.
PFI. What they did from 2010 onwards.
It's unfortunate that this ban has been reduced to a Hindu-Muslim Hindu versus Muslim debate. It's very unfortunate that this has become a PFI versus RSS debate. We leave it there for the moment because this is an unending debate. I'm going to thank all our guests for joining us this evening. Tushar Gupta, thank you very much. Sanjeev Unyal, Vikraman R, and Emma Dayas, thank you very much for joining us. I'm slipping into a quick break on the show.